So one of my mindfulness teachers would say during guided practice, how do you actually know you are breathing? And it was a really interesting and important question, and really quite expansive in developing attention and awareness of our direct experience of breathing. I use it in my guidance as well. In China they call it qi, this sort of vital energy that flows through everything. In India they call it prana, breath or life energy. Of course, breath work, pranayama, is more commonly known in the West, breath work, but it comes from the word pranayama. And in Latin, spiritus, and where we get the word spirit. And of course, respiration and inspiration, these words both contain the word spirit. So you don't have to consider yourself spiritual to see the link here, and ultimately what ancients have known all along, that the breath and the spirit is all powerful. Whatever you call it, it's your life force and deserves a bit of attention. And so why this question is so beautiful, how do you actually know you are breathing? And of course the obvious answer may be, well, I'm alive, so I must be breathing, done, and that's the inquiry over. And of course most of us are lucky to have a fully functioning autonomic nervous system which regulates the breathing as well as heart rate, digestion, and all of the wonderful bodily functions that we just don't have to pay attention to unless we really need to, and so usually they're taken for granted. So you don't have to pay attention to your breathing. You don't need to do it with any intention because it's always happening without our control. And of course you may actively regulate breathing to do some intentional breathing practices when you notice the stress reduction, the stress activation. Maybe during exercise, physical exertion is more evident, and so you actively do something to change it. Other than that, it's easy to forget that it's generally going on. So this question, how do you know you are breathing, or how do you actually know you're breathing, can be explored in different ways if we wish to. And for me, the breath has really become an opportunity to ground myself in this present moment, to become embodied by being with the direct experience of breathing, because there are physical sensations taking place. And so how do you actually know you are breathing? And so is it the cool or warm sensation of air brushing past the skin around the tip of the nose or the inside of the nostrils? Perhaps it's the movement around the shoulders or the expansion of the chest as the lungs fill up with air. Or perhaps it's that gentle motion, almost like a balloon type action of rising and falling around the abdomen, the stretching of the skin around the muscle here. And these physical sensations are always taking place. Just as long as we're breathing and we're alive, these physical sensations of breathing will always be present. And I say specifically they're always present because there's no past breath, there's no future breath, there is only this breath now. And so exploring breathing and the direct experience of breathing is an opportunity to really engage the senses, and by doing so becoming fully embodied in this present moment. And so this is always available to us, it's always available to you. So whether you are in a meeting, at work, you're about to deliver a presentation, difficult interaction with your partner, playing with your children, walking to the bus stop, as long as there is this connection to this process, or as soon as we actively connect to this process of breathing, the awareness of the physical sensations, the movement, the temperature of the air, you'll notice that you interrupt this autopilot mode, the seemingly constant mental chatter of the mind settles. And this is why, of course, the breath is a useful anchor during meditation. It's somewhere to rest the attention, somewhere to come back to. And so practicing this mechanism, or practicing being with the process of breathing, naturally then permeates into our daily life, of course, where it matters the most. And of course, to anchor the attention seems to be a superpower in this day and age. And it seems to be so simple, to be with breathing. Perhaps it's a little bit boring. And even as I am sharing these words, I'm thinking, well, this is not really a stimulating message. It's not very intellectual. People won't be enlivened by the simplicity of this message. But perhaps, me especially, we need reminding from time to time. How often are you actually aware of your breathing? Would it be useful to be aware of your breathing a little bit more? And what I'm seeing at its most basic level, perhaps most primal or primitive, is that paying attention to the fact that I'm breathing, the physical sensations of breathing, is a really good opportunity to come back to myself, to tune into myself, to tune into my body, to be here now. And in doing so, even develop some gratitude for this very life force that is sustaining me in each and every moment.